Greetings from Florida. We're working here on a 2020 and up Ford Explorer. This is the right front, the passenger front. If you want this done for you and you're at Tampa Bay or Minnesota, give us a call, Power Up Auto. If you have any questions, ask right here on YouTube. The clip is at double speed to make it a little easier to watch. You've got a difficult plastic plate to get off back there. You'll need a very sharp pry tool, possibly a knife. It just doesn't have any place to grab it by, but you will grab it and you'll get it off. And there's if I'm not mistaken, I think a 10mm bolt behind there. These regulators come complete. You can get them with or without the motor. You don't have to get the motor, but you get everything else with it. So I got that off. And then I believe, I'm not sure, I don't know if it was 5/16 or 10mm now. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Should be a couple screws on the bottom, a couple small screws on the bottom, probably 5/16, or maybe even smaller. And then, is that going to come off? I think it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the switch came off. The switch housing comes off, and then you can just unplug it. And then there's a screw right behind there. Panel comes off pretty easily. You got a couple electrical cables that you got to take off, and you have a cable that goes to that silver pull handle. The cable that goes to that silver pull handle is on a bit of a plastic harness. You pull the white part of the plastic away from where the handle is, and it should come right off. It's not overly complicated. Didn't show you, but you shouldn't have any problem with that. It's actually a black piece of plastic there, but you see what I'm talking about. Right there, you pull it back. And then that is, that was the lock knob that goes through the door panel. And there's two prongs on the sides of it. You take that off. Taking off the motor. Taking off the speaker. If you find this video helpful, do me a favor, go ahead and like it. L-I-K-E, like the video. That'll help other people such as yourself find it on the web. Now, gotta get the glass up enough to get these off. And I'm gonna show you what this piece looks like after I get the panel off. But there's a hole in the glass, so don't break the glass. But there's a plastic clip that holds the glass on. Obviously, it does come off. It just requires a little bit of finesse. A little WD-40, by the way, on the channels on the side, up and down. The vertical channels on the side, every 3 or 4 months, lightly WD-40. You'll find it works better and the regulators last longer. So I think I got, no, I don't know if I got the clips off yet or not. You'll see them, and I'm going to show you once I get the panel off. Oh, by the way, before you get too far into it, you might want to pull out the new one and make sure you got the right one. I may or may not have done that because I knew I had the right one. But and again, you can buy these with the motor or without. You probably don't need the motor. You probably just need the regulator, which is everything you see. That black panel with the clips and the cross braces and everything else. That is your airbag sensor switch. Don't unplug it. No reason to. You can just take the screws out of it. Then, all those white clips are Torx 30, but you only have to turn them 1/4 of a turn. And the clips come with the new panel. So, it doesn't matter if you break them. You're getting all new ones anyway with the new panel. So, you turn those all about 1/4 of a turn to free them up. Bosch tools, B-O-S-C-H, Bosch tools, best tools I've ever used. Very happy with them, used them for years. And now I'm making sure I have the right one, which I'm pretty sure I do. You can yank it as hard as you want. And that's your whole regulator. Now hopefully I'm turning it around to show you. Yes, that's the clip I'm talking about. So that clip is in the glass. So you need to go ahead and free up the plastic piece that's through the hole in the glass. You probably won't break the glass. Glass is pretty strong stuff. It's like a diamond. You got to hit it just right to smash it. So don't be too concerned. And there's the new one. It really isn't that difficult to repair. There's the new one. I'm going to slide the cables that go to the handle through that. Got to get this up. At the time I did this, there weren't any aftermarket parts for this. I'm not sure if there are now or not. But at the time I had to get Ford parts, which is fine. Taking off the 2 screws that go in those 2 holes, only because it's easier to get it in there and put the screws in afterwards than to slide it in. A lot of times they want you to take the glass out to do that. You don't need to do that. And then I'm going to put a couple of those clips tightened. Now I'm going to put in the bolts that go to the bracket. And these are already on the panel, so I'm just tightening them down. Believe it or not, I did this on a 2022. So, or maybe, I don't know if it's 22 or 23, but it was kind of new to have a problem with the regulator. And the customer just didn't have time to take it to the dealer, even though it was under warranty. So he called me. So if you're in Tampa Bay or Minnesota, Florida, give me a call. If you're not down here, you should move down to Florida, because Florida is a great state to live in. No state income tax. The weather's always beautiful. Occasional hurricane, but not a big deal. We've been here for 40 years. We love it. Came down from Massachusetts. Came down from Salem, Mass. I married a witch. A good witch, but a witch nonetheless. Now you can see the motor's already on there. I just slammed the glass into those plastic clips intentionally. You got to give it a little bit of force to get it down there. Make sure you do a little bit of WD-40 on the channels on the side. If you got the one without the motor, put the motor on before you pull the glass down, because otherwise you're just going to push those clips all the way to the bottom. So make sure you put the motor on first and then slam the glass down. I say slam, but you know what I mean. You don't have to get crazy, just a little bit of force. And I think I'm not even going to try it out because I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I'm putting the cylindrical lock knob indicator in, just pops in. Putting the plastic carrier that holds the cables, will in a minute, onto the chrome handle, the retainer in that. And while I'm doing that, let me tell you how to reset the automatic. You've got automatic up and automatic down on this car. Put the window all the way up. Continue to hold the button for 8 or 10 seconds, maybe a little bit more, after the window is up. And that should reset your automatic. And then you should have your auto up and your auto down working. It's a good idea to test out that chrome handle. Make sure it opens your door. So just take a flathead screwdriver or something, close the latch, and then test out that handle. It should work just fine. Plug in the switch, pop that back in. Testing the window out. Now, you see what I'm doing? I'm pushing the latch in on the side and trying the handle to make sure it opens it. And I don't know if it opened it. I guess it did. It must have. Cleaning up a little bit there. And I'm going to reset the automatic on it, so you should be able to get that from the rest of this. If this was helpful for you, do me a favor, like the video, L-I-K-E, like the video, because right now there aren't any of these online. So if you do that, other people can find it as well and solve their own problems with their Explorers. And I appreciate you watching, and if you have any questions, just ask online. Thanks.